My ex-wife's lips curled into a sneer just as the waiter appeared at my side. "Welcome back, Mr. Dan. Your usual table." Her throat caught on the word she didn't say. Her new husband fumbled, tipping his glass, crimson streaking down his starched shirt. I didn't flinch. Above us, the chandelier shivered, its glitter pretending to be starlight but quivering like something ready to die. The air reeked of marble polish and dying roses. Luxury stretched thin over decay. He tried to laugh, blotting at the spreading stain, but his hands trembled. I watched the wine seep, blooming red against white cotton like a fresh wound. She kept her gaze fixed on me, lips pressed shut, eyes too bright. I remembered that look. She used to blink the same way before a lie slipped out. I hadn't meant to come here. After her, planning lost its meaning. I only came to give something back, or maybe to bury what I once was. This restaurant was a shrine to what we'd pretended to be. We carved ourselves into these walls. Tough lamb, empty dreams, champagne we couldn't afford. Our table was always the same one in the corner, beneath the mirror that made her look slimmer, the one she adored. "Reserve it under Mr. Dan," I used to say, back when confidence lived in my voice, back when trying still meant something. She told me I wasn't enough, never in words, but her silence made it clear. I left. Or maybe I just stayed too long. I still can't decide which hurts less. Her husband reached for her hand, but she withdrew. The waiter led me past them, my steps echoing like a ritual I'd performed too many times. Their table sat untouched, napkins crisp, glasses dry. Mine was already prepared, like the restaurant itself remembered me. I sat alone. The distorted reflection in my wine glass stared back. Eyes too wide, mouth too small. A man out of shape with himself. I raised the glass anyway. A toast. To endings, to ghosts in silk gowns, to truths cloaked in someone else's ring. After the divorce, I once stood in the rain outside this place, waiting for her. Couples laughed under heaters, spun false futures under dim lights. I wondered if she still ordered the sea bass, my favorite. No lemon. I wondered if she laughed differently with him. Tonight, laughter had deserted her. He kept sneaking glances my way, hoping I'd acknowledge him. But I already knew who he was long before she did. The memory slid in without invitation. She came home late, makeup smeared like bruises. "Business trip," she said. Later I found the hotel receipt, 2 glasses on the tray. I kept it folded, then unfolded, folded again until the ink blurred. Truth leaves texture. Thin cuts no one else sees. I hid it inside a hollowed book. She never read, but I did. There was a boy. Small, noisy questions spilling out of him. Not mine, not by blood. But once he called me dad by mistake and I let it pass. 6 months after we first cried together, she told me she was pregnant. She cried again when I did, but hers were practiced. When he was born, I saw the truth in his face, the ears, the eyes. Not mine. Now he was 7. Or 8. I hadn't seen him since she left, since she told me I didn't belong. But blood doesn't erase lullabies. And truth doesn't need witnesses. The waiter poured more wine, gentle as a burial. Their laughter behind me sounded brittle, manufactured. He couldn't stop watching me. I let him stew in the almost knowing. Then she rose, perfume trailing ahead of her. Still jasmine, still deception. She leaned close, smile stiff, voice sharp and sweet. "Can you even afford this place anymore?" I smiled back. The waiter returned, carrying a second glass. "Your usual companion joining you, Mr. Dan?" "No," I said. "She's already here." Her face twitched. She turned to leave, but I stopped her with a whisper. "I saw the test. DNA doesn't lie. But you do." She froze. One heartbeat, then another. Her husband looked over, questions in his eyes. I tilted my head toward him. "Tell him. Or I will." She walked back, her back rigid, storm breaking behind her eyes. He asked something. She stumbled over her answer, hands gesturing wildly, lips trembling. He rose too quickly, sending the wine crashing again. Red spread across the linen for the second time that night. I drank mine. It was still warm. Still bitter. He stormed out. She stayed a moment longer. For that brief second, she looked like the woman I had once married, shadowed and small, a plea she didn't voice. I could have spoken, but silence tasted better. She left quietly. No slammed doors. Just the hush of something ending. The waiter appeared again. "Another glass, Mr. Dan?" I shook my head. Instead, I reached into my coat and pulled out the folded receipt. Aged and yellow, fragile as an old wound. I set it on the table. Someone would find it. If not tonight, then later. Outside, the wind scratched at the glass. Inside, the candles guttered low, secrets flickering toward death. I glanced at the mirror. My reflection stared back and blinked. For once I didn't turn away.